Hi drummers, hope you're well. Right, special request for channel member Mark. This is the groove from the 45 Kings, the 900 number, and a legendary all-time classic groove. Goes like this. Now, this groove is amazing for developing your ghosted notes, especially if you're just sort of getting into that. And this drum beat and the famous saxophone lick that goes with it is a direct sample of a song called Unwind Yourself by Marva Whitney. Marva Whitney. It wasn't the song I was hugely aware of when I looked this up. You hear it, you hear the intro, which is Clyde Stubblefield, by the way, the legendary James Brown drummer playing on this. As soon as you hear that, you go, well, firstly you go, of course, that's Clyde Stubblefield. But then you hear that sax lick and you go, oh man, of course, there's just nothing new in music, is there? So I was thinking of this as the late 80s, I think, kind of hip hop, I don't know what it is, hip hop instrumental track. And as soon as you hear it and you trace its history back to being sampled by this, you hear that and you go, of course it flipping is. Anyway, it's a classic groove, straight eights feel. It's basically a 2-bar phrase. There is one little note that's different at the end every time you repeat the 2-bar phrase, but we'll get to that in a minute. It's basically a 2-bar phrase that goes 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. So it's got that classic sort of grade 3, I guess, like coordination that goes. But the thing that really brings it to life like crazy is all the snare drums that aren't the backbeat, right? All the snare drums that aren't the 2 and the 4 are ghosted notes. They're as quiet as you can play and still play cleanly. And what an absolutely perfect groove for honing that. All the time people say to me, although I've put up quite a few videos about ghosted notes, but by this point, people all the time say to me, what grooves can I play along to that will help me develop my ghosted notes? This is the beginning and the end of it, man. This is the one. Stick this on. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. You're getting that as quiet as you can play, but still playing clean. Let me talk you through the groove. So we've got 1 and 2 and a, where the there at the end is ghosted, right? So first half of the first bar, 1 and 2 and a, 3 and 3 and 4 and. So first bar, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and. And man, if you're just getting into your ghosted notes, the game here is contrast those snare drum hits like crazy. The backbeat, as in the big hit on the 2 and the 4, give it a whack. Big hit in the middle, and the ghosted notes, I keep saying it, but I can't stress it enough, because when we work with people, often people don't really fully grasp this at first. As quiet as you can play and still play cleanly, right next to the drum head. Tiny little tap stroke, man. And when you listen to the great ghost note drummers, Steve Gadd, of course, Clyde Stubblefield, of course, Dave Garibaldi, great example from Tower of Power. I remember being a kid and hearing those beautiful ghosted notes that Garibaldi plays. And I genuinely thought for a while it was like some kind of percussion, right? When you hear him playing. Or whatever he's playing, those ghosted notes, I always thought it was like a shaker or even cabasa or something like that. I didn't get for a while that was even a snare drum hit, right? So for me, that's the kind of gold standard, is those ghosted notes blending with the texture and the tone of your hi-hat, like way more than they do with the big loud backbeat. They have more in common with the hi-hat sound than they do with the big louder backbeat hit. Going back to the groove, we've described the first bar. The second bar is almost exactly the same, but it's 2 bass drums on 1 and in the second bar. So 2-bar phrase, 1 and 2 and a 3. Here we go, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and 2 and a 3 Okay, we'll pick it up. As soon as you do that, you can hear the saxophone, can't you? So that, and if you want to play it exactly authentically to the original, then when you play the 2-bar phrase the second time, you add one extra bass drum at the end on the and of beat 4. I'll do that for you now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we go, second time. Here it comes, and 1. And 1. There you go, man. Stick the tune on, either of the tunes, in fact, and groove it along. Contrast is king, man. Ghosted notes versus loud notes. Record yourself. This is absolutely massive advice that I say this to everybody and almost nobody does. Guess what? The 2% of people who do it sound brilliant. You record yourself. You listen back, man. Ideally video in this day and age as well, because you can see what's going on. You can see if it's smooth. You can see if the stick heights are good. You can see if those ghosted notes are contrasting with the hi-hat. You can feel it grooving. Whatever you do, man, record yourself. Honestly, doing this for a few years, like recording myself doing these videos and watching back, it's been massively helpful for me. You get that undeniable objectivity, like the playback doesn't lie to you. Like if it's good, it sounds great. If it's not good, it doesn't sound good. Like that's the best feedback in the world, man, is observing yourself by audio and video doing these things. Best possible feedback. Like I say that to everybody. I reckon about, I don't know, 1 or 2% of students regularly do it. Maybe more than that actually these days, but certainly the minority regularly do it, and they're the guys and girls that sound good, man. There's just no question. So what an amazing groove. Great suggestion. Thanks a million, Mark, and love it. Any questions about that or anything else, give us a shout. Please like, share and subscribe. Thanks so much to everyone who's done that. And thanks as well as usual to all the amazing people who support this channel. That's via my Buy Me a Coffee support page. Thanks to all the lovely people who've just bought me a coffee. I appreciate that no end. If you've enjoyed these videos, found them useful, helpful, entertaining in any way, and you're in a position to, please consider supporting the channel in that way. Or you can become a monthly member like Mark, where you get a whole load of great features, a personalized practice plan written out for you based on exactly what you want to achieve, item by item, so you know exactly what you're going to do when you practice, a complimentary Zoom session if you want one, so we can check in and go over that for you, members videos where I break down all the song videos that I put on here. I break them down, talk you through section by section the drum parts from the songs that I'm playing here, all sorts of covers. You get priority requests for videos like Mark right here on the channel, a whole load of other great features as well, members videos, and a whole load of other things coming up. So if you feel like that would be useful, a feedback on your drumming as well, so loads of members, like I was just talking about, really do a video and record their drumming, send it over, I'll give feedback as you go along, all that kind of stuff. I'll be on hand for you. I'll give you video responses and email you back as well anytime you like. Shoot me your questions. So if you feel like that'd be useful, please check that out in the description below. That's via my Buy Me a Coffee support page. And thanks for watching as always. Really, really appreciate it. Great suggestion, Mark. And check this tune out. Absolute classic. Clyde Stubblefield, one of my all-time favourite drummers. This is where it's at for Ghost Notes. Thanks for watching.